Hey guys, Marsegid here bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so obviously I'm sure you all know by now that the World Tournament has been cancelled, or I guess I should say postponed, for various reasons. Yeah, I'm sure a bunch of you figured you would probably be playing playing the World Tournament right now. I assumed I would be playing the World Tournament, probably streaming the World Tournament at this point. But no, it has been postponed, along with some of the other events that came with it as well. I think the reason why they were postponed is just because they always come with a World Tournament. And so they just decided, I guess, to drop them at the same time. But yeah, the 46th World Tournament, certain other events that were listed in the announcement, Exploding Gratitude, Thank You Celebration Part 2, have been postponed. The World Tournament, Extreme Z area for the Saiyan Saga, that's for the Raditz. Story event for the free-to-play Videl and the free-to-play Raditz. The Dragon Ball story, like Adventure of Gratitude, the DB Saga thing, and then the Bizarre Rabbit Mob event. We sincerely apologise for any inconvenience caused to players who were looking forward to the events, and everyone got one at Dragonstone. So, interestingly enough, I've seen a lot of various mixed responses to this. Obviously, the general people are happy because most people do not like the World Tournament. So the World Tournament being postponed, I've seen a lot of memes and stuff of people celebrating that fact. Unfortunately, I think it's a shame because, well, two reasons really. I don't like playing the World Tournament either, don't get me wrong. It's fun to stream it because I get to hang out with you guys while you're doing your grind as well. But I don't exactly enjoy playing the World Tournament itself. However, the World Tournament is a pretty good source of extra stones. You know, not having this World Tournament right before the release of Heroes, that's a bunch of extra stones that you would have been able to get to potentially use on that banner that obviously are now not available. So that is a little bit unfortunate. But there's also the fact that, like, what else is there to do in the game now? The World Tournament was going to be, as infuriating and grindy content as it may be, that was going to be content for the weekend. And not just the World Tournament itself, but the stuff that comes with the World Tournament. The new awakening for the future Gohan, the new Easy A's, all of that kind of stuff, right? New units to try out in a bunch of different events. Obviously, for me as a content creator, that's new units to make videos about. But yeah, we're just not getting any of that stuff. Now, the reason behind it is we take a look here at the other update, an issue with the app crashing under certain conditions. So an issue was found when adding certain characters to your team and engaging in battles. Activating certain skills of the characters during battles will cause the game to shut down unexpectedly. Currently investigating this issue and the characters who are affected. Should the game close unexpectedly, reopen the game and tap cancel, so you can't rejoin your game in progress, otherwise it would crash again. To ensure fairness, certain events that were scheduled to be held recently will become available once the issue is resolved. Please check the announcement regarding the postponement of the World Tournament. So, obviously, the reason behind this is, of course, if players are having an issue with the app crashing, and it's not necessarily everyone, the World Tournament is obviously a thing where, whilst it's not technically PvP, you are playing against all of the other players in order to get a score to then finish in an overall ranking. The overall ranking or the bracket will then obviously determine the rewards that you get. So, of course, if a certain number of the player base are being affected by an issue that's going to cause them to not be able to actually grind the World Tournament as much as they may want to, it's not like a fair competition, right? Like, people who would normally finish high might be affected by the issue and are not going to be able to play as much World Tournament. So to make it fair for everybody, they're obviously postponing it until the issue has been resolved. So yeah, unfortunately, that means no World Tournament. Again, I say unfortunately, I don't like the World Tournament, but I'll take those extra stones. Funnily enough, I did see people complaining that we only, quote unquote, we only got one stone for the World Tournament being postponed. But I mean, it's an event that's been delayed and we still are going to get. So it's not like they directly took something from us or anything, right? So even getting a stone for it. How often do we see them put updates in the news about, like, a random issue with some passive was changed and we don't get any compensation whatsoever? So just getting a free stone, no grinding the World Tournament this weekend. I'm sure some people obviously will be celebrating that fact. I know some people are in that sort of mindset where you will play the World Tournament when it comes out, even though you'd rather not. So this weekend you don't have to. It is good for me because with the extended maintenance, and then when Part 2 news finally dropped, they really did announce this World Tournament at the last minute. Like, we basically found out yesterday that it was going to be on this weekend. And I had told you guys, you know, once the next World Tournament came, after I went full-time with the channel, we would do a big, long marathon stream over the weekend. But of course, with it being announced such short notice, I'd already made plans for the weekend and would not have been able to do one anyway. So it's almost like they saw that and have postponed it for me, which is very convenient. So yeah, obviously not anything to do with me, but definitely convenient for me that it is postponed. However, as I said, going back to the, there's not really anything to do. The big disappointing thing about this is it really makes part 2 of this celebration just nothing. It's just a joke almost. Like, this is the news update for part 2 of the celebration. This is the updated version that will be in the news now. So if we take a look at this, we obviously got new special missions. We got the Overflowing Gratitude Dokkan Festival, which for a lot of people, you know, the Return of God Goku was super hype. You can pick him up with red coins if you don't want to summon. That's pretty cool. But for people like me, like I did the 40 stone discounted multi on the stream, just for, you know, just for doing it on stream. Got a copy of Yamcha that I could actually use, so that was cool. But, you know, a banner that's not bringing any new units is nothing really to get super excited about, especially if you already have, like, God Goku and the 23Ku and Piccolo. So then we had the packs to go with the banner. We had some new sales. Obviously, myself and a lot of other people have picked those up specifically to use for heroes. A Kai banner. And then, of course, we got the new stage of Extreme Super Battle Road special pose. My no item run for that is up on the channel already. And that's it, because if we take a look here, the 24th Petan battle launches on Thursday the 23rd. That releases the day after Heroes comes out. And that's it for part 2, because now we get back into the part 1. So is this the worst part 2 celebration of all time, potentially? Like, this banner is kind of cool, especially for red coin potential, but the part 2 of this celebration is literally a banner with no new units on it, one new stage of Extreme Super Battle Road, and Petan Battle, which is an AFK mode that no one really cares about. Like, I know some people, I've talked about before how I don't understand how some people say they don't like Petan Battle. There's nothing to not like. You go into the mode, you click a few buttons, you literally can quit out of the app and then come back an hour later and you get free orbs. Like, it's just a simple AFK mission thing. A lot of gacha games have these. But that's it. Petan Battle, new ASPR stage, and a banner with no new units on it. That's the entire part 2 of the Exploding Gratitude Dokkan Thank You celebration. So, can't really feel the gratitude exploding with that kind of stuff, really, can you? Now, the funny thing is, it's similar to last year when we look at how the timeline was laid out, because at the beginning of November, we did get a Dokkan Fest, the Resurrection of F Blues. Obviously, around this time this year was when we got LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And then we scroll down, you can see the 17th of November was when we got new quest stages. We did get those for the part 2. After the maintenance was finished, and then we got a World Tournament on the 18th. That would have been Friday the 18th, which obviously would have been matched up exactly to today, being Friday the 17th. And that was all there was before we got Heroes last year. So we did follow a similar pattern, but unfortunately with the World Tournament being postponed, that's just it. That's all we get now until Heroes. So obviously, you know, I'm looking forward to Heroes. I know a lot of you guys are too. But that is literally it now. That's the next thing happening on Global, because, as I said, even Petan Battle, which in and of itself isn't really much, is starting the day after Heroes. So, yeah, going to be a bit of a quiet time on Global at the moment. I know JP's pretty dead at the moment as well. Hopefully, Monday morning, well, it'll be Monday morning for me, late Sunday evening if you're in the US. Hopefully, that's when we will see information about the Heroes units posted on Twitter, whether it be a producer letter or a video or just images posted with the kit, who knows. Hopefully we'll see that as early as Monday morning, because then the units release Wednesday morning for me in the UK, Tuesday evening in the US. So yeah, that is basically it. The other thing I did want to touch on, actually, just briefly, is they updated the schedule that we saw with the data download for these World Tournament units, like the Easy A's. It now says the 17th of November 2024. And I saw a lot of people, I don't know if people were just memeing. I saw a lot of people freaking out about this. Obviously, it should go without saying that, remember, the postponement of the World Tournament was posted like 3.5 hours before it should have started. So Obviously, they just decided to pull the emergency lever and just say, hey, we're just going to postpone it. So somebody would have had to have gone in the data and changed the values on these units, because otherwise they would have become available even though there was no World Tournament. So like for the In Future Gohan, for example, he would take those World Tournament medals that a bunch of us still have a load of, like the really old ones. You'd have been able to awaken him, and then the Easy A ones, if you'd had any spare Easy A medals from the previous World Tournaments, you'd have been able to Easy A them straight away. So if you think about it, the easiest way to change that code at short notice is if you go into the database, you just change the year, right, from 3 to 4. And then once they decide when the next World Tournament is actually going to be, then they can just go back in and change that again, right? So I would think that would be pretty obvious that that's what happened, but I did see a few comments of people saying, like, we're not getting a World Tournament for a year, but yeah, obviously not that. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. What have you been up to today on Dokkan instead of the World Tournament? It's going to be very quiet until Heroes, so let me know what you guys are most looking forward to Heroes. Obviously, we will be doing the Slot 1 Super podcast later on today on this channel, so keep an eye out for that. We'll be talking about this stuff in more detail, as well as going over some hype and predictions for Heroes. As the next episode that comes out, the units will all be in the game, so hopefully we will see you guys there live, 8 PM UK time, midnight PST, Slot 1 Super podcast. But yeah, let me know what you guys have been up to on Dokkan today, and I will see you all again soon. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.